Plaintiff Crescenda Cooper claims the defendant knew she had to pay back the money she was lent, but instead her friend is living large, getting new teeth and spending lavishly on candy and cookies. She's suing for $2,000. Defendant Shantrina Clay claims the money the plaintiff gave her was a nice gift, but she's not paying back anything beyond the $5 she gave her at the supermarket.
Crescenda, you are suing your best friend, Shantrina?
So, me and Trini's been friends for over 30 years. There's
Yes.
nothing I wouldn't do for Trina. I love her.
Yes.
I had got into a little trouble, and I had to either do 3 days in jail
Yes.
or pay a fine. I ain't got no money like that, so I just said, I'm gonna go lay down for 3 days, you know, do my time.
Yeah.
So, while I was in there, a girl came in with a cigarette and smoked it in the bathroom. So the guards smelled it, so they came in and strip searched us. Come to find out, they wasn't allowed to do that, and we sued them, and I won a lawsuit.
Oh, so you sued the guards for strip searching you?
Without probable cause. So I got a little money.
Oh, you got a little money from that, okay.
Yes, and Trini knew.
Yeah.
So her baby daddy, he's no good, and he doesn't treat her right. So when she came to me and told me that they was having problems, and would I help her get in her own place? And she said she found the place for $900 and something for the first month's rent, and $900 and something for the deposit. So I rounded it all off and just gave her $2,000.
Did you mention anything at the time that when you wanted to be paid back?
She said that she had just got a job, you know. So I was like, okay. So she was gonna, I told her to pay me when she could. A little bit at a time, you know.
Yeah.
So then when the stimulus came,
yeah,
she was like, Chrissy, I got you. She called me, she was like, you know, we got our stimulus, I got you. Cool. First stimulus came, Trina, you got me? I gotta go do this, I gotta go do that. Second stimulus came, still no Trina. So I happened to see her in the store one day, and she's in the store buying Zoom Zooms and Wham Whams and all this other stuff.
What is she buying?
Zoom Zooms and Wham Whams. It's candy, cookies, and stuff like that in the store.
Oh,
I don't even like Zoom Zooms and Wham Whams.
Anyway, anyway, so she in the store, and I'm like, Trini, you buying all this stuff, can I, you know, you got anything for me? She was like, girl, just give her the change, and it was $5. So then the third stimulus came, Trini. She just stopped answering my phone calls.
Oh.
You know, and it really hurt me that she would do me like that.
Yeah.
There's nothing I wouldn't do for Trini, nothing.
Yeah.
And she just throwing me off like I never was her friend or I was never nobody to her.
It was not like that.
Okay.
Well, I can tell.
Okay,
Whatever.
so you haven't got your $2,000 back
No, I got $5, so.
What do you have to say about this?
Yes, when I was in a situation with my baby daddy.
Yes.
Yes, I did. I asked her, can she help me out in this situation and give me this money so I can get me a place? She didn't ask me nothing about that, giving it back and all of that, until one day when I was in that store, here she come in there asking for her money. When I was in that situation, I had nothing. I didn't have nothing.
Sure.
And my
there for you.
bad baby daddy, that she calls a bad baby daddy, he wasn't a bad baby daddy, he was just bad to me, not to the baby. So get that right.
Okay.
It was not, he was a good man, he was just bad to me, not to the kid. Me and him fell out, I needed money to get my own place. I needed my stimulus check, she's talking them little stimmies.
Yeah.
She talking about, those stimmies needed furniture, food.
Cause she got a big butt, she thinks she's entitled. She get away with a lot of
And
stuff
I
because
do,
her butt's
and
big.
I
don't care about her butt being big. So I don't care about none of that. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I got my own.
Okay.
I needed all that money for stuff like that. I didn't have nothing left over for that stimmy to give to her. I didn't have anything left over. We've been friends for 30 years. I thought she'd be all right since she was coming over to my house, smoking my weed all the time. Was not saying nothing.
She's smoking your weed?
Yes, she come.
So Jerry, she smoked too, man. So what?
She never said nothing about the money then. Why did she say something about the money then?
Because she was high on weed.
Well, she need to quit smoking that then. If she can't remember,
forgotten it
did
too.
she want something back?
I ain't forget.
I don't have no money. I don't have it. It's only been a year. Shut up, almost.
Okay, but some of that money.
I gave her $5.
Imagine you were sitting up here and someone said, she loaned you $2,000 and in 1 year you paid her back $5,000. You know, you'd have to live to about 212 in order at that rate to pay her back.
Exactly.
What about the teeth? The reason I ask about teeth is because it's in your pleadings that you got new teeth, which look very nice.
With insurance.
Yours?
Okay, not all of it. They don't
sick.
pay all of it. The insurance don't pay all of it. And she's on social media showing she got new false teeth, all that stuff. She could have kept the teeth that she had a little bit longer to give me my money, Jerry. Look,
okay.
that don't make sense.
Mine look better than her teeth.
That's all right.
Okay, well,
That's
the picture
all right.
on the right looks better than the picture on the left.
Okay, whatever.
That money went on the rent
Well.
and the deposit.
Oh, so the money didn't go to your teeth?
No.
Yeah, well, how do I
Okay,
know?
all right,
So it
okay,
ain't
that's
nothing.
fine. She
But
answered
okay,
that.
but she could have paid me the money instead of getting her teeth. She could have got her teeth another time. She been living with him for 44 years.
Insurance paid most of it.
No.
All I paid was $300.
Well, you could have
Did
gave
you
me
want
three.
that?
You could have gave me three.
All
I do.
right.
I do.
Here's how I see this. You obviously are best friends. You were in a crisis. You needed help immediately. She didn't blink.
Did blink.
She helped you out. In fact, gave you $200 more than you had asked for even. So she was a good friend. So someone gives you $2,000, of course you would have to think that, yeah, at some point I got to pay her back. Maybe you can't pay back the next day, but you got to pay her back.
She had $9,000,
Okay,
Jerry.
she loaned you $2,000. I think she's entitled to have that back. In fact, she paid you $5 back, so you're entitled to get the $1,995 back. So therefore, I fine for the plaintiff in the sum of $1,995.
Yes, thank you, Jerry. Thank you. Jerry did a great job because he knows she owe me.
Nah, whatever. Anyway, Jerry, I love just Jerry. I'm so glad that I got the opportunity to come here and be sued by this one, apparently.
Yeah.
But that's okay, because we always gonna be friends.
Plaintiff Joe Sorber claims the defendant had a paddleboard wipeout and broke it with his face. He's suing for $850 to replace the board. Defendant James Brownie Bernhardt says the plaintiff knew how uncoordinated he was, and if they had just floated down the river like they originally planned, this would have never happened. He's countersuing for $1,000 in medical bills and pain and suffering.
Well, you're all friends.
Yes.
So what happened here? There was an accident?
Yes, I live down by the South Umpqua River in Oregon, and we go paddleboarding quite a bit down the river. It's pretty hot there.
Yeah.
And so Brownie had came down to visit for the weekend, and we decided to go paddleboarding for the day. And
you guys had done that before?
that was Brownie's first time.
Okay.
And I didn't realize how uncoordinated he was when we got on the river. Like, so we only had one life jacket between all three of us, and me and Mike made the decision to give it to him. And we're glad that we did, because he probably wouldn't be here today if we did it.
Yeah, because it's a freaking class 2 rapid.
What happened?
We go about maybe like a half mile down the river, and we hit the first little set of, not called rapids, I guess.
Yeah, the rapids.
Moving water.
Sure.
Yeah, we have a video.
Okay,
we
let's
sent
take a
in.
look at it. This is the river.
The rapids.
The rapids.
Okay, yeah, let's see it.
Class 2 rapids.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh my, that's beautiful.
Your Honor, a paddleboard is more like Tom Selleck, Magnum PI, sitting on a nice, flat, level body of water, like that. Not like holding on, you know what I mean? I don't know what the hell I'm doing on that.
So we got to that point, and I don't know, he wasn't trying to paddle or nothing. He's held on to the board,
Yeah.
and there's like one rock there, and he nosedived right into the rock, and when he did, his face pounded off the board
Oh my gosh.
and broke the front of the paddleboard, so it started taking on a little water.
His face broke the paddleboard.
His face hit the paddleboard so hard that,
So that explains your face.
yep. Should have seen it afterwards.
You should have seen the paddleboard.
Yeah.
Seriously, it wasn't
Okay,
it
yeah.
got a little bit of water.
Yeah.
Yeah,
go
so
ahead.
then he starts flailing out. I don't know if he knocked himself silly when he did it, but he started flailing out and looked like he was drowning with trying to hold on to the paddleboard.
Yeah,
And Mikey said, "Hey, stand up. You're on 3 foot of water."
Why didn't you just stand up? It's 2-3 feet of water.
Oh, it was more than that. Yeah, I went under.
The water was taller than you?
Well, it was a rapid, so it took me down while I was trying to hold on to the paddleboard.
Yeah, okay.
Because I do
How long have you been friends with him?
I've been friends with him for about 20 years, probably.
20 years you've been
Yeah.
his friend, and you don't know he's a klutz?
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty uncoordinated. But once we got off the paddleboard, he had swam to the wrong side of the river, and he's like, just just leave me here on the river and you guys finish the float.
You know, originally on the trip, I was gonna take a flotation device, not the paddleboard or whatever. It was like late in the day, like probably 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
He throws the freaking paddleboard down a 100-foot embankment. All right, both of them, like a frisbee golf disc. You know, if it's that important.
Did that break it?
I don't know. I think it definitely
Okay, so we
damaged
don't
the
know.
structural integrity.
Your
though.
Honor.
And you are who?
I'm Mike.
Okay, you're
I
Mike.
was kayaking down the river.
Okay, so
that
you
day.
were kayaking, he was paddleboarding. What were you doing?
I was paddleboarding.
Paddleboard. Okay, so you two were paddleboarding and you were kayaking.
Yes.
So you saw this whole thing.
Oh, I was fortunate enough to get to experience this.
Yeah. So you're suing for a broken paddleboard?
Yeah, because when it all got said and done, we pulled off to the side of the river. I tied my paddleboard to Mikey's kayak.
Yeah.
And he pulled it down. And Brownie we attempted to carry it out.
Yeah.
And he decided just to leave it there on the side of the mountain because he said he couldn't get it up this 100-foot little bank there.
First of all, how's your face?
It's better than it looks.
Yeah, does your face hurt?
I don't know, is it hurting you? Come
Yes.
on, let's go. All right,
It's
let's go.
killing
Let's keep it rolling, all right?
See, that's it.
Yeah.
So now what happened?
I don't even know where to start. There was no organization in this trip. The original plan was for us to float. I wanted to float. Like he said, I have no coordination until I get a couple beers in me. And I have ridden his paddleboard on occasion. It's like, if you look at that, Your Honor, I'm sorry. It doesn't give justification to the actual rapids that I smacked my face on. All right? It took on water after the incident, you know, the headbanger's ball.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it took on enough water that I couldn't literally move it. I had to have assistance. It was way too much for me to take on.
How did it break?
Well, I hit a rock, you know, and
Yes.
being inexperienced on a paddleboard, you know, I've surfed before, so it resembles a surfboard, if you will.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was on my knees,
Yeah.
and I thought when I hit the rapids that I would just kind of duck out of it, you know, and I busted it.
There's
So
a
that-
part of it.
What am I looking at there?
He left the paddleboard laying there in the bushes, surrounded by poison oak that he maybe rolled in at some point for some reason.
Look at my scars. I'm not even playing. Sorry, I wanted to get my beads. But no, it's cool.
Yeah.
That's no joke. And my career as a leg model, if you haven't noticed, that's gone. Look at that one. Yeah.
How did that happen? How did you get the...
The poison oak?
Yeah.
From trying to recover the paddleboard up the steep embankment.
Your Honor.
So you...
Yeah, hang on.
Vicious poison oak.
Your Honor.
It's a 10-foot grass hill that we walked down.
You just
to
said
the river.
100
Multiple
foot.
times he's admitted to
He's-
breaking the paddleboard.
He's
He's like a
exaggerating.
terrible politician. It's flip-flop back and forth. He broke it, Joe broke it, he broke it, Joe broke it.
It broke.
There's
Wait,
been
wait,
a
wait.
million
It
different
broke.
stories.
You went to the emergency room?
Yes, sir.
At my advice,
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, the plaintiff's witness, Mikey Dan here, yeah, he was kind enough. He drove me, emergency.
So you're suing in your countersuit for how much money?
Oh, so $650 was the medical bill.
Yeah.
And I was suing for $350 pain and suffering. But let's be real. I have
Yeah,
PTSD
let's be
from
real.
this. No, I still have scars. These are from.
Your Honor,
Oh,
the
that-
poison
you
oak
poor
did not
thing.
start on his legs when he went to the doctor. When Mikey took him to the doctor, he had poison oak on his hang down and his junk down there. Then all of a sudden he had it on his eyes. So
Oh,
went
I
from
wouldn't
here
go
to
there.
here.
Transfer.
No
I
way.
think that's how
No,
you
it's
get pink eye.
yeah,
It didn't start on the huevos.
It started
let's-
in the morning. His eyes are swelling up. He's becoming more of a grapefruit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's explaining that parts of him are the size of a cantaloupe now. And so I'm very concerned for my friend,
Sure.
obviously. And I feel it's necessary for him to go to the hospital. I mean, I will give him this. They credited him with the best or the worst, however you want to look at it, case of poison oak of the year. I mean, he really did a good job. But he was clothed walking through the poison oak, yet somehow he managed to
Okay.
transfer it all over
Okay.
his body.
So listening to you talk about it, which is the right way, you're good friends, and this is it. Why would you then say, oh, let's go and sue him?
If one of your friends broke something that belonged to you, the right thing to do is for them to replace it.
Not if he didn't do it on purpose. You guys invited him. You said, "Hey, let's go. Let's
not
go
sure they did do
paddleboarding
it
or
on
whatever."
purpose.
He's a 30-year friend, 20-year friend. So you guys go out. When you go camping, things happen. And when you're on the river and you're going on a paddle and you hit a rock, which is not uncommon. In other words, he didn't do anything that is unreasonable. It wasn't like he was taking the paddleboard and trying to break it. He was on the river, which is what you do. Once in a while, you hit a rock, it broke. That could have been anybody on it, but he didn't do it on purpose. Now, you're a countersuit.
Yeah.
You want the money because, but wait a second, so you hand me this bill of $650?
Yes.
But it says here you were paid by Medicaid. Medicaid paid for this.
Oh, man, I've tried to get a better record for that one, yeah.
Yeah.
I shouldn't even be in court to begin
Well,
with.
wait a second. So what? No, if you got paid by Medicaid, why are you coming to court and suing them for the
I'm the
money?
defendant, Your Honor. I'm the defendant. I'm not suing him.
You're counter-suing.
Well, you know, I shouldn't even be here at the beginning. He came to Eugene.
I'm not going to let you
get
get the money twice. I have heard from all of you now, and you are three really nice guys, and I could see why you are friends. What I don't understand is why you guys are suing each other. Right. So my judgment is this. In terms of your suit, what you did was you went, three friends, going on an outdoor activity. When you go out on the river, when you go out in the woods, what happened, none of it is unreasonable that it happened. There was no extreme behavior that would say he was so irresponsible. He didn't hit that rock on purpose. He didn't slam his face against the board
we didn't have no
on purpose. Okay, so I am finding that suit is absurd. I mean, I thank you for coming, but I'm dismissing that suit. On your countersuit, I'm not going to give you anything on the countersuit because you were paid by Medicaid. So you're not going to get paid
pains.
twice.
I have to live with this for the rest of my life,
You
Your Honor.
poor thing.
Oh, come on, man. Do you wake up every morning and scratch? I have a routine now. It's
I
got
know,
right leg,
then,
left leg.
Then don't go out camping. You have assumed the risk on the suit and the countersuit. I dismiss both cases.
Your Honor, if he was 10 years old, he would have done lots better, like his daughter does.
I think he should wear a helmet. I think he always should have a helmet on.
He can't really...
Then why didn't you give me one?
Well, you thought a 10-year-old can handle
You're never
this.
borrowing nothing again.
They remind me of like Beavis and Butthead or something.